so much like a pair of human siblings, brother and sister, battling away, just scrapping with each other. And all of a sudden, the second you see the problem here through their eyes, that's when it starts to become real. The fact that we could lose not only these ancient forests, but the animals that live in them for the sake of one single product is, to me, one of the great catastrophes of the modern world.
But palm oil isn't something we can just stop using altogether. It's complicated. Farmers need to grow it to provide an income for their families. And as a product, it's super efficient. Growing other oils like sunflower or coconut would need 10 times more forest to be cut down. But there are other options. We can produce palm oil sustainably, in a way that doesn't cause this destruction. I'm going to see for myself how being more sustainable is already having a beneficial effect.
I would love to be able to stop deforestation tomorrow and completely replant Borneo with trees, but that's not going to happen. There is, however, a way to do palm oil in a way that doesn't make it impossible for things to live there. Being here on the Kinabatangan, there is a very narrow strip of forest alongside the river, and that's enough for animals to move up and down. It's a perfect wildlife corridor. Imagine if you could do the same inside the palm oil plantations. Effectively having lines, corridors of trees in amongst the palm oil. That could be enough for things like orangutans to survive.
In addition to corridors, plantations can be sustainable by providing habitats for animals on a much smaller scale.
The main enemy of wildlife is too much tidiness. So having an area that's completely empty of vegetation, obviously nothing can live there. But inside the plantations, if you don't tidy up too much, then eventually little habitats start forming. So where these old palm fronds fall, the woody parts of these can lie there for years, not breaking down. And underneath all of that can become a really good home for frogs and lizards. And then as the trees themselves start to decompose and fall over, eventually you form little caves and caverns underneath.
Under this oil palm tree, snake expert Rich is protecting a deadly favourite that's taken up residence.
Well, that is not something you see every day. It's a female reticulated python, and she's on her eggs. Unfortunately, there are a few here which look like they're kind of old and dried up, but underneath her are the eggs that she's protecting. So this is a palm oil tree that's fallen down, and where the roots have come up, they've left a sort of alcove, a hollow, and this little place in here has formed a perfect habitat for our reticulated python to look after her eggs.
It just goes to show that wildlife corridors and a little bit of mess can help nature find a way to survive.
Deadly.
With potential solutions available, I want to show you just why I care so deeply about protecting these forests. And the best way to do that is from the very top of the trees themselves.
So it's not possible to just monkey climb up the tree. Instead, what we're going to have to do is use the world's greatest ever catapult to get ropes up the tree. So I've got this, I've got a weighted shot bag, and if I can fire this over a decent-sized branch, then I can use it to haul up the ropes. Let's give it a go. Shot one. Oh, massively undercooked it. That was rubbish. This can be quite a long process. You may want to go and make yourself a cup of tea. I could be here a while. Shot two. Oh, just short. That was a good line, though. Good line. Just not quite getting enough welly. Shot three. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh! That was really close. Really close.
But practice makes perfect.
Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Yes, come on. Go on. Absolute genius. Now, all we have to do is attach a bigger rope, and I head up there.
With a bit more climbing kit, I'm ready to go.
Right. I'll see you up above the clouds. It's always kind of tricky maneuvering yourself around these dead branches because some of them can be very, very heavy, which would be super, super dangerous for anyone below. So I'm going careful. Oh, this is stunning. So we're now up into the canopy, which is kind of the business end of the rainforest. This is where the vast majority of the life is and where most of the leaves are to generate all the energy for the trees. So most of the trees get this far, but no further. Ours just keeps on going.
At 40 meters tall, our tree sticks out above the rest of the jungle. It's what's known as an emergent. Now I've just got the last little bit to go.
We're here, up above the treetops, above the canopy, and with the most sensational view. That way I can see all the way out to the river. In that direction, I can see mountain tops. This is literally the best place in the rainforest. Absolutely sensational.
Having climbed this wonderful tree, I'm going to do something really special. I'm sleeping up here overnight.
The sun setting, beautiful colour to the sky. You just never see this when you're down below, completely surrounded by trees. And I can hear endless frogs, bugs, a few calls from the last few birds as they're getting ready to roost. Right, let's see if I can get some sleep. It's just starting to get light, and there are amazing sounds just ringing through the forest. Lots of calls from birds, starting up with their very first call of the morning. And the bugs. But the nicest of all of them is the singing of the gibbons. It's just beautiful sound that just stretches over the top of the forest. It's like the most incredible orchestra ever. I felt like the king of the world up here tonight. Sounds like Mark the cameraman's coming up to join me. Morning, Mark.
Room for one more?
I hope you brought me some breakfast.
I've just bought a camera and a light.
How am I going to eat a camera?
It's the ultimate room with a view. The perfect panorama of a fabulous, fragile forest world.
Every single one of these trees could be hundreds of years old and is a home, a habitat to so many different kinds of animals. Each one is precious, and to lose any one of them seems like a tragedy, but here in Borneo, we're losing thousands every single day. If all of this was to disappear, it would be the greatest tragedy. But there are things we can do. I think palm oil is here to stay, but there are different ways of doing palm oil. It doesn't have to mean that every single bit of forest has to disappear. It doesn't have to mean that all the animals have to go. Just like with your back garden, if you want to make your garden friendly for wildlife, you leave some spots that are messy and wild. We have to do the same here in Borneo. If we don't, then animals like the orangutan have no chance.
Join me next time for more Deadly 60.
Holy moly! I was expecting a lot of sharks, but I wasn't expecting that many.
Catch all your favourite CBBC shows every weekday on CBBC.
What are you doing?
Join in the fun at 5 o'clock, when you can catch up with your favourite faces every weekday.
And more!
That's all of your faves, and always at 5 o'clock.
Time the lab is hairier, scarier, and more dangerous than ever before.
So switch on the fun with your faves at 5. Weekdays on CBBC.
Good morning, I'm Ben. I'm here to oil those cogs and keep your brain gears turning for another day of lockdown learning. That rhymed, I liked it. You might be sat on your sofa in your PJs and not at your desk in your school uniform, but it doesn't mean you can't flex those brain muscles and do some learning. First, we need to warm up though, so let's do a brain flex. And what's a brain flex, I hear you ask? Well, I'm about to show you. We need to lift our eyebrows like this. We're raising them up. We're gonna do 5. You ready? Here we go. On your marks, get set, go. 1, 2, 3, my concentrating face, 4, 5, and then let's just do loads as a celebration. Nice, you can just feel the brain power. This morning, we're bringing you a mega mashup of not 1, not 2, but 3 bite-sized dailies that cover punctuation, coordinates, and so much more. Then we've got some top CBBC shows, Celebrity Supply Teacher, Horrible Histories, Our School, Art Ninja, and Operation Ouch. What a lineup. First, we've got an episode of Bite Size Daily for all you 5 to 7-year-olds.